Okay, so we're gonna get this thing fired up here after replacing that blower and doing some other engine work on it, that full tune-up. Remember, half the engine was out of time. A shop had set half the engine at one timing for the fuel injectors, and the other bank was set at a different timing. So we're gonna start it up and get the idle set on it, since we've had the governor off on it and done the full rack adjustment and everything. So once we set the idle, then we're gonna go take it for a test drive. Man, cleaning that radiator sight glass, that is amazing. If you remember what that looked like before, it is way better now. We were waiting on those exhaust gaskets to go in there. That was the last part that came in. We're ready. Okay, yeah, we got to run the idle in a little bit more.
Maybe.
Okay, go ahead and start it. Bo? Go. Yeah, start it.
Good.
Okay.
Kind of normal.
Do you want to give it a little fuel with the vice grips on there?
To keep it alive.
Just to keep it running, and then that way we get it primed good, and then we'll adjust the idle. Yeah, you were definitely giving it fuel there when you did that. Want to try it again?
Yeah.
Okay, try again. Shut it off. So it was idling pretty good right there on its own?
Yeah, did you kill it?
I told him to turn it off, yeah.
Okay.
Did you, was your RPM gauge working, your tachometer?
It was reading about 600 or 700, but
It's like a
it
funny
doesn't
rhythm
work
you're thinking.
consistently. No.
Are you good?
Yep.
Okay.
Reading right at 600.
Okay. We brought them out here on the pit. We're going to do a couple things underneath, change the transmission filter on it, and finish greasing up the drive shaft that we couldn't get to because there's like a cage over it. Much easier to do it on the pit. Just going to pull that pin out so it drains.
Grab the impact and run through.
How many are they all empty that are over there? Hopefully that'll turn a little for you. Because it sure looks like it's leaking.
No.
It's tight. Going in the shop. What? Okay, so we got it back in the shop. We changed fuel filters here this morning, so we had to crack open the the fuel system again and lose prime, so it'd be a little hard to start here again. Oh. He stopped on the hill. Forgot to put his coffee pot up. The good news is the parking brake is holding on the hill. Have you had this thing on the scales?
No.
Are we smoking at all right now?
Just very minimally.
Less than what it would have been?
Yeah.
I suspect once it warms up completely, you won't have any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now with those oversized injectors though, when you get up on your limit, you may, but only when you like climb a hill or something like that, it shouldn't do it on the flat. And we haven't had any clunking in the braking or anything, but you would have had that already too.
Mm-hmm. Overheard it. I'll hit it pretty hard up here, but it didn't do it like it had previously.
I'll put a hand on something. So this is a pretty good grade here. Depending on the RPM, you may get some of that black smoke. How's it looking?
It's some, but definitely not as pronounced as it was previously.
What's the engine temperature at? We're getting
Like 120.
okay.
Just now coming up.
Now, that should improve as that gets closer to 180, which you might not hit 180 on a cool day like today. You normally want about 170, 165. You know how to drive, though. You were a professional driver, so you understand about downshifting up the hill, keeping it in a lower gear. That automatic will try to upshift, and it doesn't like that low RPM range. So you did good there. Is this open?
Yes. Push it forward.
I folded the little thing down. Was in a, oh, it was already down. I was just getting ready to ask you to test them out. They sounded better when you didn't have a muffler.
You're right. That was a fun 9-hour trip, but only one time.
As the speed limit jumps up to 45 here, kind of get on it a little
Okay.
and keep an eye on the smoke.
Cleared up pretty good.
Yeah. Does it feel smoother too with the timing? You don't feel a vibration, or you didn't notice it before? Or?
There was really no vibration, it just smoked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's like, well, that's much cleaner. Temps up. Oh yeah, much better. Yeah, I mean the smoke is greatly reduced. Thank goodness.
It's amazing what a tune-up will do. In a blower, not leaking oil. Just make sure you stay wide. It's amazing how much these asphalt millings look like real asphalt once it packs it down.
Very nice.
Putting the new engine back in that next week. That's dust, not smoke. His idle's just a little bit too high. We're gonna bring it down just a little bit. Okay.
A little over 6.
Just a hair over?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good where it is, I think.
Okay. Shut it off. No oil leaks on the blower from the test ride. We had a little fuel leak that we snugged up. We're going to test it out here. Well, this is some great feedback. He sent me a text on his way. It's always nice to hear back when they keep me posted on their way home. And then after he got home, he sent me this one here, another great feedback here, that it's not smoking and it's got more power to go up the hills and everything. So having the timing set right and the blower working properly, and then no smoke from the blower leaking as well. Well, in real life, I didn't hear it, but when I played editing the video, I could hear it sounds like an air leak inside the bus while we're driving down the road. We did a full pre-trip inspection. We got this thing, air leaks, fixed up. It's leaking way less than 1 PSI a minute. But what we didn't do is when I got in the bus as the passenger has a step thing, a cover that folds down with air pressure, and I think maybe that's leaking. We never folded that down to do that. So he needs to check that for an air leak because I hear it on the video. You should probably hear it too, like a psss in the background, and it must only be when that step is folded down that it's leaking air. So he needs to look at that because that sounded like a pretty significant leak. But this thing had quite a few air leaks when it came in. We fixed a bunch of them, and like I said, we got it down. It was way less than 1 PSI a minute. It held air for hours and hours, so that's good. Yeah, he actually sent me a message at 5 p.m. the following day. He went out to the bus, and it still had 40 PSI of air pressure in the tanks. So it's holding air overnight, more than overnight, so it's doing really well.
smoke rising up the holler through the trees. And from a mile away you can hear them play as they climb that hill with ease. At the top of that mountain there's a new life waiting for those who can make the run. If they can make it to the top, Scott will put them in the shop till their new life has begun. Bus Grease Mountain, where the buses come to run. Bus Grease Mountain,